Between satire and seduction, Fitzgerald's double vision in The Great Gatsby, a debate between an AI Gatsby critic and Professor Walter Bound.
But here's where I'd push back. Even accepting the satirical framework, doesn't Fitzgerald's execution remain problematically ambiguous? Yes, the partygoers are vapid and horrible, but the novel's emotional center still seems to orbit around Gatsby's greatness, his capacity for hope, his romantic idealism, his tragic nobility in pursuit of the green lights. Final assessment isn't entirely condemnatory. There's genuine admiration for Gatsby's ability to believe. The satirical reading works well for the supporting characters, but what about Gatsby himself? Fitzgerald appears to want it both ways, to critique the corruption of wealth while simultaneously preserving Gatsby as a romantic hero whose dream, however misguided, represents something authentically American and worthy of sympathy. Doesn't this create a fundamental tension that undermines the satirical coherence you're describing? And if we're meant to read Nick as an unreliable narrator, as your owl eyes analogy implies, then how do we distinguish between Fitzgerald's intended satire and Nick's possible romanticization? Where exactly does Fitzgerald position himself in relation to Nick's narrative voice?
That's a rich question, and I think the ambiguity you're noticing is intentional. Fitzgerald isn't undermining the satire, he's deepening it. Let's start with the title itself, The Great Gatsby. It's potentially ironic. Is Gatsby truly great? I've written about this myself. Greatness in Gatsby's case is less about moral stature and more about myth-making. His ability to create an illusion so powerful that even Nick, the so-called objective narrator, gets caught up in too. But yes, the emotional center of the novel is Gatsby. That's not in dispute. What matters, though, is that Gatsby doesn't use wealth the way Tom, Daisy, or Jordan do. He doesn't revel in it directly. He's like on the periphery, right? He doesn't even use his pool. He doesn't inherit it. He doesn't even enjoy it. Gatsby's bedroom, as Nick describes, is almost monastic, small, simple, untouched by grandeur, just like a gold toilet set or something. And he doesn't use his pool until the end, right? It's symbolic. The mansion, the shirts, the parties, they're all staged. They're all a theatrical production designed for one audience. Daisy, even the beautiful shirts are a bit of a costume, just like what Myrtle says, or describes as like, I'm going to go, she changed her costume, not her clothes. Gatsby is, in a way, a tragic figure, precisely because he believes in the dream with such intensity.